in this life, anything happen to ourselves, it's just only hurt 10%. Only hurt 10%. But when we react, it adds 90% into it. Make us hurt, suffer 100%. Just reacting by itself, 90%. It's that much. So we should stop at the 10% only. Don't react. Because the more we react, the more we suffer. But in order for us not to react, we have to know how to come back here, to this present moment. What if our anger is already arised? How can we fix that? Maybe that breathing, maybe at that time, probably not going to work out. Then what can we do? Walk away? Change your mind. Block this ear by not listen to his or her anymore. Instead, we think of a voice, a mantra, a prayer, anything that you use in your life, or a music or a song. You just thought about it, imagine it, instead of still listening to his or her voice. You have to change that at that moment. This is a way to switch, okay, to help you at that moment. And don't think of that face anymore, his or her face. The more you remember about his and her face, you cannot calm yourself down. Now you have to think of the person who make you happy, who you respect, who give you hope. Think of that person's face in front of you. Then that will support, that will help you not to burn yourself anymore. And of course, it's always started from your chest. Remember, anger, when you feel your face kind of hot, turning red, feel by your chest, it's burning from here. It's rising from here and all the way to up here, right? When you feel that hot right here, it means that your face turning red already and become hot already. You should stop it right there. Don't let it continue burning. The more it burns, we will become barbecue. Don't let us become barbecue, okay? Don't burn ourselves, because we will have one time that burn everything, which is when we die. Cremation will burn everything. Just wait for that time. We don't need to burn when we're still alive. Don't burn ourselves, please don't, because this is very hurtful. This is very painful. And you have to suffer, you have to live with that a long time when you burn it. Like I said many times when we do the forgiveness meditation, it's very easy that we can forgive the others, but very difficult for us to forgive ourselves. When we have done something wrong, it's very difficult to forgive ourselves. But please, all those are the past. Everything that already happened is become a history. No one in this world can change that history. So we shouldn't hold that. Just let it go. The more you let it go, the lighter you can walk. The lighter you can walk. You don't have to walk and then like carrying the bag of rock on your shoulders anymore. Just let it go. Forgive yourself. Ask yourself for forgiveness and then let it go. Move on. This is the year of 2026. We have to be new. We have to do something better for ourselves. Okay? So let us all say one time together with, today is going to be my peaceful day, after I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. That voice, that sound is so powerful. Very powerful. Imagine if all the beings, all the humans here in this country and around the world do this every morning. To spread that to the universe. What's going to happen? It will shower back with all kind of love kindness and compassion. I'm pretty sure about that. So if all of us can live this way, this country and this world will be at peace. Peace will bloom and flourish throughout this universe. So it will become a better place for all beings to live, for our future generations, our kids, our grandkids, and many more, and for ourselves. We have to do this together. Can we do this together? Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to start walking around 7 a.m. Who will walk with us? Yes, you are. All of you have to walk with us to Washington, D.C. But Washington, D.C. is not the final destination, remember? We have to walk until the world be at peace. We have to walk for the rest of our life until our last breath. It is very important because when we are at our last breath, we fight for each and every breath. That is when we know that how important our breath is. And we've been wasting it. We've been ignoring it. This is a time to practice, to prepare for that moment so we don't have to fight when we are in that moment. Can we do that? Yeah. Thank you so much for all the love, and I appreciate it. Thank you. So she put more weights on my rope. You see, all these are from different departments: sheriff, police department, SWAT, FBI, correctional, fire departments, patrol, troopers, a lot. And we hear this. Today when I walk, I keep thinking about these pins. I said, I eat rice every day. I eat rice every day, and this is brown rice. This is white rice. This is jasmine. This is Asian rice. This is American rice, and so on, and so many different kind of rice. And here I am with the combination fried rice. It's a combination fried rice right here. A lot of pins, and these are the second batch of pins. It is a second batch. The first one I took it all off already, and these are the second one. We're very honored because after a long journey of escorting us here and there and then protect us every day and night, all officers and chief happy and honored and also support us to put it on, also to protect us as well by putting this on. It also means that all of them walk with us to Washington, D.C. for peace on the same mission. That's what it means. So we are very honored and very grateful that all of us here can join together, all the communities, neighbors, government officials, everything are joining together. So grateful. I think it's so beautiful. Do you think so? So this world should be like this, right? Let us all do that together. Thank you so much. May you well, be happy and peaceful. And tonight, for this much of crowd, I don't know how many thousand people here, but definitely is way beyond our expectation. And so I don't know if we be able to pass out the peace bracelet. Oh, please don't give me that. Never mind. Okay. All right. We will try our best. So whoever does not have one, please don't be sad. You have the invisible one already. Okay. But before we do that, let us all do the chanting for blessing for all of you first before you go home. And please remember, be mindful when you drive home. And tomorrow, be mindful when you drive out there on the road because we will be walking. Thank you. We are good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Aloka is recovered. He is well. He probably gonna come back and see us tomorrow to visit, and then he'll have to go back to for therapy. Mhm. I have to ask this question: are we not working at all? Work? Then how come so many people here? Why? Peace is more than work? Oh wow, okay. Okay. Let's don't do that. All the business is gonna close soon. Don't do that. Okay, thank you so much for all the love and hospitalities that North Carolina has shown us on our first night. Thank you so much. If the first night is like this, how many nights are we in North Carolina? Probably gonna be a lot more. I don't know if I'd be able to handle this, but I will try. So how many of us here that actually joined one of the talk or have listened to online? Okay, a lot, right? But also a lot more that have not joined in person. And this is the first time. So we know well about the mindfulness. Is that right? So how many of us that actually that can tie that monkey to one place already? Please raise your hand. That monkey that jumping here and there, I want to know how you tied it up. No? It's still jumping? Of, of course it's gonna jump a long time. That monkey mind will continue jumping every single day until we are purified. Our mind is purified. Then that is the time when that monkey will be settled. Otherwise, it's keep gonna jump back and forth to the past and to the future, will not stay at this present moment. And how many of us actually take that into action and practice every day? Since the day that you have listened to my talk, please, I want to know. Wow, so little hands. Not many people bring into action. Because I already talked about, we brought the key and hand it over to all of us, and we just have to unlock that box and free peace and happiness. If we already have the key and we don't want to unlock it, we just keep that box at that corner, continue living it there. How can we have peace? Looking at the monk walking and join this movement only, we won't have peace permanently. We only have a moment of peace. A moment of peace, which is right now. We are together, we have peace right now because right now we listen, we join, and this energy will spread to all the people here, right? And this is when we have the peaceful moment. But we don't want a moment. We want it days, weeks, months, years, and the rest of our life. And in order for us to have it, day, weeks, months, years, we have to take it into action by practicing mindfulness every day. Otherwise, we going to waste our time again. Seriously, this is very serious. If we keep going out to join, this is probably the first movement about Walk for Peace. What about later on, if there will be another group who will do the same thing, and then we will waste our time to come out to join just to listen, just to see the monks, and then we go home back to normal? Then we waste our time and waste our effort and resource, right? When we come out here, I bet that we still have family at home, right? Not everybody coming out. Is that right? And we still have father and mother stay at home. There's maybe some of us will take off work to join, right? And so if we just come here just to join like this and then go home for nothing, just only a moment, then please don't. Please don't. Because this mission that I already mentioned, for our Buddhist monk to walk alone, for this mission to bring peace, is impossible. Impossible. We can only share a peaceful moment like this. But this is not what we want. We don't want a peaceful moment and then that's it. We want a long-term peace. How many years of that we have suffered already? Many years. Let's say we live in this world for 50 years, we suffer 50 years already. 51 years actually. You know why? If we live in this world 50 years, we suffer 51 years already. You know why? 1 year in the mother womb. We stay in there, we suffer. It's not something that we can walk, we can roll around, we can do anything. It's very tight in there. So we suffer. Whenever our mother eats something spicy or the thing that we cannot, or when she run, or when she happen to fall down, it hurts. We suffer. We suffer from the time that we born into our mother womb already. So that's why we suffer 51 years. And now, how many years we have left? How many years we have left if we already live here 50 years? Can somebody tell me how many years? 100? We don't know, right? We cannot guarantee our life. We don't know. What if that moment of our life is ended and we don't have anything to carry with us except sufferings? Would we want that? And of course, we don't have that much energy to waste anymore because we've been wasting it for so long already. And like I mentioned, when we walk to this town, actually today is 81 days, right? We have walked 81 days, about 16 something 100 miles already. That's a lot of walking, isn't it? And we continue walking to Washington, D.C. for this mission. And then when we finish in Washington, D.C., we take bus home. When we took the bus home back to Fort Worth, Texas, and everything settled down. Nobody cares about the walk for peace. Nobody remembers about the walk for peace. We're back to our normal life. Is it worth it? No. It's not worth it. And it's become the same mission as something else for many times. It's just like that, rising and falling right away, just like that. We don't want that. Because this mission is so tough. It's a very difficult journey. It's not an easy journey at all. Our monk, we have sacrificed one leg, right? And a lot of injuries. If you want to know, there's a group of doctors and nurses that been taking care of us. They know a lot of things about our venerable monks. We've been in injuries a lot. But we still carry on, we still walking. We don't want to stop because it's so beautiful. This mission is so beautiful. And look at this, how beautiful it is for all of us to come out here for the same mission. Just one word, peace. And we don't want it just to end whenever this journey finishes in Washington, D.C. Because it took so much effort and energies and sacrifice. We are not here to praise ourselves or anything like that, but we spend time to come out here, stay in the cold, and you stay in along the road to greet, to welcome the monks along the road. Hours, right? Isn't it? It's not that you just go to the market and pick it up and go sell, check out, and then go home. It's not like that. You have to drive and you have to look for a parking space, and you have to walk to the place, and you have to find the right place for yourself, and you have to wait for hours for the monks to come. And then when the monk come, when they didn't receive your water, you chase after them. When they didn't receive your flowers, you chase after them. And guess what? If we receive everything, we're gonna just fall down right there, cannot walk anymore. Because it's heavy. A lot of things in our backs already. It's super heavy. So if we didn't receive your water or your gift, you know that it's not that we don't want it. We love it. It's just that too much for us. We cannot carry all of those. Right? We receive it. We receive your heart, your love. That is more than enough. And if you still want to offer, you can always bring it to the lunch place and bring it to the night place like this. There's always a table to receive donation, to offer. That will also support our venerable monks too. So don't feel bad and don't be sad when we didn't receive your offer when we walk. Okay? And so for all that effort that you have spent just to see the monk and just to join this talk right here, that also time and money and effort. So please don't waste it. Don't waste it anymore. We don't have much time left in this world to waste. We don't have that much energy. We could admit it to the hospital tomorrow or tonight. We don't know. Or we can breathe in without breathing out. We don't know. So while we still have this life, we should utilize it in a meaningful way. Do something for ourselves, because no one in this world loves you more than yourself. It doesn't matter what husband say, I love you forever. For now, yes, forever, at this moment. But just say if you make him mad and really mad every day, he will leave you. Right? Is that true? Yes, it's a fact. It's true. So there's no forever. But you can love yourself every day for the rest of your life. When you're hungry, can you pray and then you get full? Or can you just sit there and wait for food to put in our mouth? No. We have to go to the kitchen and cook and eat, right? We have to do it. We just have to do it because you love yourself. We love ourselves. That's why we have to go to the kitchen and make food for ourselves. No one can serve us the rest of our life, right? So that message, that key, mindfulness, is within our breath that I already talked about it many times. Here I repeat one more time, and I hope this is the time where we will take it into action. Never mind. Let us all do it together then. The breathing means right here, this nostril area, by the nostril. When we breathe in, we are aware of that breath going in. When we breathe out, aware of that breath going out. Just only this area, okay? Just aware of the breath going in and out. Don't force your breath to be long or short. Just breathe normally. Gently close our eyes, relax this whole body, and then just breathe in and breathe out. Let us do that together then.
In the middle of a crowded gathering, under open sky and shared breath, Bhikkhu Panikkara offers a sentence that sounds simple but carries the weight of an entire spiritual path. He says that in this life, whatever happens to us only hurts about 10%. The other 90% is created by how we react. In that one sentence, he is not giving psychology, motivation, or philosophy in the Western sense. He is pointing directly to the heart of Buddhist understanding of suffering. In Buddhism, suffering is not only pain, loss, illness, or conflict. Suffering is what the mind does with those experiences. Pain may arrive from outside, but suffering is built inside. A harsh word, a failure, a loss, an insult, or even a memory touches us like a spark. That is the 10%. What follows? The stories we repeat, the anger we feed, the fear we rehearse, the resentment we carry. That is the fire we build around that spark. That is the 90%. This teaching does not deny pain. It does not pretend life is soft. It does not claim that loss is easy or that injustice is harmless. It simply tells the truth that the mind adds weight to every event. One moment of pain becomes a long season of suffering when the mind holds it, replays it, and identifies with it. Buddhism calls this dukkha, the unsatisfactory nature of life as long as the mind is ruled by craving, aversion, and ignorance. Craving wants things to be different. Aversion hates what is present. Ignorance forgets that everything changes. When something painful happens, craving says it should not have happened. Aversion says I hate this. Ignorance says this will last forever. Together, they turn 10% into 100%. Bhikkhu Panikkara does not speak in abstract language. He speaks like someone talking to family. He says, stop at the 10%. Do not add the 90. This is not emotional suppression. This is awareness. It is the ability to feel pain without becoming it, to see anger without obeying it, to notice sadness without drowning in it. This is where peace begins, not by controlling the world, but by understanding the mind. The world will always bring events. Bodies will age. People will disappoint. Plans will fail. This is not pessimism. This is realism. The question is not whether pain will come, but whether we will turn pain into a lifelong identity. When Bhikkhu Panikkara speaks about not reacting, he is not saying become numb. He is saying become awake. Reaction is automatic. Awareness is conscious. Reaction is habit. Awareness is freedom. Reaction is the past repeating itself. Awareness is the present moment opening. In Buddhism, freedom is not found by changing every condition. It is found by seeing conditions clearly. When you see anger as anger, not as me, it loses its power. When you see fear as fear, not as my future, it becomes a passing cloud. When you see pain as pain, not as my story, it becomes workable. This is why peace is not something added to life. Peace is what appears when the mind stops multiplying suffering. Peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is the absence of unnecessary war inside the heart. The walk for peace, as led by Bhikkhu Panikkara, begins not on the road, but in the mind. Before feet move, reactions must soften. Before slogans are spoken, the inner voice must be understood. Otherwise, even a march for peace can carry anger, pride, and division inside it. The world does not change when angry people shout the word peace. The world changes when peaceful people live it. Bhikkhu Panikkara speaks about anger not as an idea, but as something you can feel in your body. He says it begins in the chest. It rises. The face becomes hot. The skin turns red. The fire climbs upward. This is not metaphor. This is direct observation. Anger is not only a thought. It is a physical process. Buddhism teaches that mind and body are not separate kingdoms. Every mental state has a physical echo. Fear tightens the stomach, sadness weakens the body, joy lightens the breath, anger heats the blood. When anger arises, it does not ask permission. It appears, fueled by memory, interpretation, and habit. The danger is not that anger appears. The danger is that we follow it. When we feed anger with thoughts, images, and stories, it grows. When we replay someone's face, their words, their tone, their offense, we are pouring gasoline on the fire. The mind believes it is protecting itself, but it is actually burning itself. That is why Bhikkhu Panikkara uses the image of barbecue. He says, do not burn yourself. Cremation will burn the body once. At death, why burn yourself every day while still alive? This is not humor without meaning. It is a sharp reminder. Anger does not punish the other person first. It punishes the one who holds it. Buddhism describes anger as one of the three fires, along with greed and ignorance. These fires keep the cycle of suffering alive. They do not destroy enemies. They destroy peace. They do not protect dignity. They consume it. The practice he teaches is simple but deep. When anger arises, first notice the body. Feel the heat. Feel the chest. Feel the breath. Awareness interrupts the automatic chain. Instead of becoming anger, you observe anger. Instead of obeying it, you witness it. Then he offers practical tools. Walk away. Change your mind. Stop listening to the voice that fuels anger. Replace it with a mantra, a prayer, a song, or the image of someone who brings you peace. This is not denial. This is redirection. You are choosing what you feed your mind. Buddhism has always taught that the mind becomes what it thinks. If you think anger, you become anger. If you think kindness, you become kindness. If you think revenge, you become revenge. If you think compassion, you become compassion. When Bhikkhu Panikkara says think of someone who makes you happy, someone you respect, someone who gives you hope, he is guiding the mind away from poison and toward medicine. The mind cannot hold two strong images at the same time. When you replace the face of anger with the face of kindness, the fire weakens. This is not weakness. This is strength. Real strength is not the power to attack. It is the power not to be controlled by emotion. Real courage is not shouting. It is stopping. In Buddhist teaching, every emotion is impermanent. Anger is not who you are. It is something that passes through. When you do not cling to it, it fades like a flame without fuel. When you cling to it, it becomes a wildfire. The body itself becomes a teacher. When the chest burns, when the face heats, when the breath becomes sharp, these are warning bells. They are saying, stop here. Do not continue. If you continue, you will suffer more. This is compassion in action. Not only compassion for others, but compassion for yourself. To stop anger is not to lose. It is to save your own life from unnecessary fire. Bhikkhu Panikkara says that in order not to react, we must know how to come back here, to this present moment. This is the heart of mindfulness. The mind is rarely where the body is. The body is sitting, walking, breathing. The mind is replaying yesterday, planning tomorrow, arguing with people who are not even present. Buddhism calls this the monkey mind. It jumps from branch to branch, from past to future, from fear to desire, from memory to fantasy. It does not like to stay still. It does not like to stay now. But peace only exists now. There is no peaceful yesterday. There is no peaceful tomorrow. Yesterday is memory. Tomorrow is imagination. Peace is a quality of awareness in this moment. That is why breathing is so important in his teaching. Breath is always now. You cannot breathe yesterday. You cannot breathe tomorrow. You can only breathe now. When attention rests on the breath, the mind is gently pulled back from its wandering. He teaches awareness at the nostrils, feeling the air come in, feeling the air go out, not forcing it to be long or short, just knowing it. This is not religious ritual. This is training the mind to stay. When the mind stays, reaction weakens. Reaction needs stories. Reaction needs memory and projection. When attention stays with breath, there is no space for long stories. There is only sensation, awareness, and presence. Buddhism does not say thoughts must disappear. It says they must be seen. When a thought appears, you notice it and return to breath. Again and again. This is not failure. This is practice. Bhikkhu Panikkara asks people how many have tied their monkey mind. Few raise their hands. He says of course it still jumps. It will jump for a long time. Until the mind is purified. Purification does not mean perfection. It means clarity. It means seeing without being dragged. Many people hear teachings. Few practice. He says the key has been given. But many do not open the door. Peace is not unlocked by listening. It is unlocked by doing. Moments of peace come easily. A beautiful talk, a peaceful gathering, a quiet walk, but long peace only comes through daily practice. Otherwise, peace becomes an event, not a way of living. Mindfulness is not for monks only. It is for parents, workers, drivers, lovers, and leaders. It is for anyone who breathes. To be mindful while driving, while eating, while speaking, while feeling anger, while feeling fear. This is how 10% stays 10%. When awareness is present, reaction cannot grow wild. Awareness sees emotion rise and fall. Awareness does not need to fight it. It simply knows it. Returning to the present is not escape from life. It is entering life fully. When you are present, you hear better, see better, love better, and suffer less. You are not controlled by yesterday. You are not frightened by tomorrow. You are alive now. This is why peace is not somewhere else. It is not in Washington. Not in a movement. Not in a destination. It is in the next breath. It is in the next step. It is in the next moment you choose awareness instead of reaction. The walk toward peace begins where you are sitting. It begins when you notice your breath. It begins when you stop feeding anger. It begins when you choose presence over habit. Every breath is a step. Every step can be peace. When Bhikkhu Panikkara speaks about forgiveness, his voice becomes softer, but the truth he points to is heavy. He says it is easy to forgive others, but very difficult to forgive ourselves. This sentence quietly exposes one of the deepest wounds in the human heart. Many people carry memories that no one else sees. Words spoken in anger, chances wasted, people hurt, moments when fear was stronger than wisdom. These memories do not fade easily. They follow us like shadows. Even when others forget, the mind replays. Even when life moves forward, the heart remains stuck. In Buddhism, this is called clinging to the past. The past itself is not the problem. The problem is the identity built around it. The mind says, "This is who I am because of what I did." It builds a prison from memory. The door is open, but the prisoner does not walk out. Bhikkhu Panikkara says that everything that already happened has become history. No one in this world can change it. This is not resignation. This is liberation. If nothing can change the past, then carrying it is unnecessary suffering. He tells people to let it go, not because it did not matter, but because holding it poisons the present. He compares it to carrying rocks on the shoulders while walking. Every step becomes heavier. Every breath becomes shorter. Life becomes labor. In Buddhist teaching, karma is not eternal punishment. It is learning. It is cause and effect unfolding. When you understand a mistake, regret it, and choose differently, the lesson is complete. To continue punishing yourself is to repeat the same ignorance in a new form. Forgiving oneself does not mean pretending nothing happened. It means acknowledging what happened without turning it into an identity. It means saying, "That was a moment. This is a life." This is why he asks people to forgive themselves, to ask themselves for forgiveness, and then move on. Moving on does not mean forgetting. It means not living inside the memory. There is a quiet cruelty in refusing to forgive oneself. It is a belief that pain is deserved forever. Buddhism does not teach this. Buddhism teaches compassion, including compassion toward one's own mind. The walk for peace is not only about forgiving nations. enemies, or strangers. It is about forgiving the person in the mirror. Without that, peace becomes performance, not reality. When a person forgives themselves, their walk becomes lighter, their eyes become softer, their words become slower, their anger loses fuel, their fear loosens its grip. This is not weakness, this is dignity. To forgive oneself is to recognize that being human means being imperfect, learning, and continuing. Peace cannot grow in a heart that is at war with itself. Forgiveness is not the end of responsibility. It is the beginning of freedom. Bhikkhu Panikkara speaks of suffering not only as something that appears in adulthood, but as something that begins before memory, before language, before identity. He says that if we live 50 years, we have already suffered 51. 1 year in the womb. This is not meant to create despair. It is meant to create understanding. Life, from its first moment, is fragile. The body is small, confined, dependent. Even before we know the word pain, pain knows us. Buddhism teaches that existence itself is marked by vulnerability. Birth is not a clean beginning. It is a transition filled with pressure, heat, uncertainty, and dependence. Aging is not a failure. It is the continuation of the same fragile process. By pointing to suffering in the womb, he is reminding people that hardship is not personal punishment. It is the nature of embodied life. Bodies are sensitive, minds are reactive, conditions are unstable. The mistake humans make is not suffering. The mistake is believing suffering should not exist. That belief creates a second layer of pain, anger, and resistance. He asks how many years we have left. No one knows. Not the healthy, not the young, not the careful. Life does not sign contracts. Buddhism calls this impermanence. Everything changes, not someday. Now, the body is already aging. The breath is already counting down. When he asks what we will carry when life ends, he does not mean money, titles, or achievements. He means the state of the heart. Will it be tight or free, bitter or gentle, afraid or at peace? The walk for peace becomes, in this light, a symbol of the entire human journey. Step by step, breath by breath, injury by injury, healing by healing. Monks lose strength, feet bleed, bodies ache. Still, they walk. One monk loses a leg. Others carry injuries. Doctors and nurses follow. Pain becomes part of the road. And yet the walk continues. This is life, not comfort, not control, movement through uncertainty. The beauty of the journey is not that it is easy. It is that it is meaningful. Meaning does not erase pain. It gives pain direction. In Buddhism, the path is not a straight line upward. It is uneven, sometimes slow, sometimes interrupted, sometimes silent, sometimes crowded. From the womb to the last breath, we are walking, sometimes toward love, sometimes toward fear, sometimes toward wisdom, sometimes toward confusion. The question is not whether we walk. The question is how. Do we walk with resentment, dragging old memories like chains? Or do we walk with awareness, carrying only what is necessary? When Bhikkhu Panikkara speaks of preparing for the last breath by practicing now, he is not being dramatic. He is being precise. The way we live becomes the way we die. A restless mind does not become peaceful at the end by accident. A kind mind does not suddenly become cruel at death. Habits follow us. To walk peacefully now is to die peacefully later. The road to Washington, D.C. is long. Thousands of steps, many towns, many nights, many meals eaten standing, many injuries hidden under robes, many moments of doubt. But Bhikkhu Panikkara says clearly that Washington is not the final destination. The real destination is the world, and beyond that, the rest of one's life. This is where the meaning of the walk for peace deepens. If the walk ends at a building, it is only travel. If it ends in applause, it is only an event. If it ends in memory, it is only history. But if it continues in how people breathe, speak, drive, forgive, listen, and react, Then it becomes transformation. He warns that without practice, people will join movements, listen to monks, feel inspired, and then return home unchanged. This is not evil, it is habit. Emotion is easy, discipline is difficult, inspiration is temporary, practice is daily. Buddhism has always emphasized this difference. Listening to the teaching is the first step. Practicing the teaching is the path. He says monks cannot bring peace alone. A few walking monks cannot change the world if millions continue to live in anger, fear, and distraction. Peace cannot be delivered like a product. It must be grown inside each nervous system, each family, each conversation. Without this, every movement rises and falls. Excitement fades, posters are removed, memory weakens, life returns to its old shape. He does not want that. He says the mission is too difficult, too painful, too costly for it to become another forgotten story. When people wait for monks for hours, chase them to offer water or flowers, drive long distances, stand in crowds, he says this effort must not be wasted, not because the monks need it, but because the people need it. Effort without transformation becomes regret. The real walk begins when the crowd disperses, when the chants stop, when the road becomes a kitchen, a highway, an office, a bedroom. That is where anger returns. That is where old habits wait. That is where mindfulness must live. The physical walk shows what inner walking requires: patience, endurance, simplicity, letting go of extra weight, accepting help, refusing to carry what is too heavy. When monks cannot carry all the gifts, they say they receive the heart, not the objects. This is symbolic. Peace does not require more possessions. It requires less burden. To walk for peace is to walk lightly, in body, in mind, in memory. If the walk remains only on the road, it will end. If it enters daily life, it becomes endless. This is the invitation Bhikkhu Panikkara offers. Not to admire monks, not to collect moments, but to walk the same way, quietly, inwardly, for the rest of life. Peace is not a destination reached by the feet. It is a direction chosen by the heart. When Bhikkhu Panikkara invites everyone to say together, "Today is going to be my peaceful day," he is not creating a slogan. He is demonstrating how intention becomes energy. When one person sets an intention, it shapes that person's mind. When many people set the same intention at the same time, it shapes the atmosphere. Buddhism teaches that mind is not sealed inside the skull. Mind expresses itself through speech, action, posture, and presence. When many minds gather with similar intention, a field of influence is created. This is why places of meditation feel different. This is why angry crowds feel dangerous. This is why loving communities feel safe. When voices rise together, not in anger but in peace, something subtle changes. People feel it in their bodies. Shoulders soften, breathing slows, faces relax. This is not magic. It is nervous systems responding to one another. He imagines what would happen if people across the country, and around the world, began each day with the same peaceful intention. He says that love, kindness, and compassion would shower back. This reflects a deep Buddhist principle. What you send out through mind and action returns through experience. Not as punishment or reward from outside, but as resonance. A peaceful mind meets the world differently than an angry one. A kind heart sees opportunities for kindness that an angry heart cannot see. Collective intention does not erase conflict, but it changes how conflict is met. It replaces automatic reaction with conscious response. The walk for peace becomes a moving field of intention. As monks and supporters walk, their presence influences towns, streets, police officers, strangers, and families, not by argument, but by atmosphere. When officers wear pins showing support, when communities gather across difference, when strangers offer food and protection, this is intention becoming visible. This is interbeing in action. Each person affects the others. No one walks alone. even when their feet touch the ground by themselves. Peace is not private property. It spreads through contact. Bhikkhu Panikkara speaks with urgency. He says we do not have much time left to waste. We do not know if we will breathe in and fail to breathe out. We do not know if we will wake tomorrow. This is not fear-based teaching. It is clarity-based teaching. Buddhism has always said that human life is precious not because it is long, but because it is uncertain. People waste life not only through laziness, but through distraction. They live inside stories, regrets, fantasies, and fears while life passes quietly through the body. He says no one loves you more than yourself. This is not selfishness. This is responsibility. No one can breathe for you. No one can think for you. No one can practice for you. Even love from others is unstable. People change. Feelings change. Circumstances change. But the relationship with your own mind continues until the last breath. To love yourself is to care for your mind, to guide it, to train it, to protect it from unnecessary suffering. When you are hungry, you must cook. You cannot pray yourself full. Action must match intention. Mindfulness must become behavior. This is why he repeats that the key is in the breath. Everyone has this key, rich or poor, young or old, healthy or sick. The breath is always available until it is gone. Not wasting life means using each day to become a little more aware, a little more kind, a little less reactive. It does not require perfection. It requires direction. Bhikkhu Panikkara says that walking for peace does not end in Washington. It ends at the last breath. This transforms peace from a project into a way of being. Many people think peace is something you reach and then keep. Buddhism teaches that peace is something you practice again and again. Like breathing, like walking. There will be days of failure, days of anger, days of forgetting. This does not cancel the path. It reminds you that you are human. He says that at the last breath, people fight for air. That is when they realize how important breath is. But then it is too late to practice. So practice now, so that when the body weakens, the mind is not shocked. So that when control disappears, trust remains. This is not morbid. This is mature. It treats death not as an enemy, but as a teacher. When you live mindfully, you are rehearsing for dying peacefully. When you live reactively, you are rehearsing for dying in fear. Peace is not a feeling that stays forever. It is a skill that is used again and again. The walk for peace is both a road of dust and a road of breath. It is both feet on earth and awareness in the mind. It invites people to walk not only beside monks, but beside their own hearts. To notice anger as fire. To notice breath as home. To notice forgiveness as freedom. It shows that peace is not given by leaders. It is grown by individuals. But when many individuals grow it, the world changes shape. Each person carries a small field of influence. Through words, through tone, through patience, through listening, through restraint. When these fields touch, peace becomes visible. The journey does not require robes or ceremonies. It requires honesty, attention, courage to stop reacting, courage to forgive, courage to stay present. Every breath is a step. Every step is a chance. The final destination is not a city. It is a way of walking. And that walk begins wherever you are now.